Hey grounded explorers, welcome back to the channel. If you're anything like me, you've spent countless hours shrinking down and battling bugs in the backyard. But let's be honest, we've all made some horrible choices along the way that end up killing us. Today, we're diving into the 15 biggest mistakes every grounded player makes, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Let's get started. Mistake number 1. Ignoring basic resources. You know, those pebbles, sprigs and clover leaves you see everywhere. Don't underestimate them. Many players skip these early on, thinking they're useless, and they'll gather them later. But these are the foundation of your tools early on. Without a steady supply, you'll be stuck with your bare hands against, well, everything. You will also end up delaying your building projects because nearly everything needs either pebbles or sprigs or even sap to build buildings. How to avoid it? Gather everything you see in the early game. Build up a stockpile. You'll thank me later when you need that extra pebblet spear or some woven fiber. Number 2. Underestimating the spiders. Look, we all know they're terrifying, but many players think they just can brute force their way through an encounter. Big mistake. Wolf spiders, orb weavers, they're all deadly, especially early on. If you lack the proper armor or weapons, you'll quickly become their dinner. How to avoid it? Learn their attack patterns, practice parrying, use the environment to your advantage, and most importantly, if you're not ready, run, or just don't approach them. Don't be afraid to come back later with better gear. Mistake number 3. Neglecting your base defense. You think you're safe with your little mushroom fort? Think again. Bugs will raid your base, especially after killing a boatload of them for materials. How to avoid it? Build sturdy walls, add traps like spike strips and pebblet turrets. Pay attention to the location of your base. Some areas are more prone to attacks than others, and if you definitely want to be safe, watch my best building location video, which will be linked in the description and at the end of the video. This will show my greatest building locations to not get raided heavily while also being close to necessary materials. Number 4. Diving into the depths without a plan. The haze, the undershed, these are all dangerous. Don't just run in without proper preparation. There are many tier 3 enemies over there, and heading over there with just a pebblet spear is literally a death sentence. How to avoid it? Bring plenty of supplies, food, water, torches and healing items. Research the area beforehand, know what enemies to expect and what resources you'll need. Get tier 3 weapons and protective armor, so you'll stand a chance against these enemies. Mistake 5. Ignoring status effects. Poison, bleeding, infection, even hunger can kill you just as fast as any bug. How to avoid it? Learn what causes each status effect and how to cure it, or avoid it. Always carry heals, and when fighting spiders, use the Mithridatism mutation to get less damage from poison or venom. Pay attention to your health bar and status indicators. Speaking of mutations, not using mutations effectively is literally a waste of time. These powerful perks can significantly enhance your abilities. How to avoid it? Experiment and research with different mutation combinations and find a building that can suit your playstyle. Don't just stick with the few you first unlock. Read the descriptions carefully and understand how they work. They can help you defeat enemies much quicker, harvest quicker, and make life much more pleasant overall. If you're struggling with this, comment below and I'll make a video on it. But in the meantime, you can just search a video on it. Mistake number 7. Ignoring the map and landmarks. The backyard is vast and complex. Get lost easily? You're not alone. How to avoid it? Use the map to mark important locations. Pay attention to landmarks like the oak tree that you can literally see anywhere in the yard, the mysterious machine, and the pond. Build signs to help you navigate, and the trail marker can help you remember where stuff is. Mistake number 8. Underutilizing cooking and food buffs. Food isn't just for eating, it can provide powerful buffs. How to avoid it? Experiment with different recipes. Learn what buff each food provides. Plan your meals based on the challenges you're facing using the cookery. For example, if you're going to kill a Black Widow, don't eat a meal that protects you from fall damage. Instead, take a meal that gives you extra critical hit damage. Mistake number 9 is something that we all do: ignoring the SCA.B. This little AI companion provides valuable information and quests. How to avoid it? Pay attention to what your SCA.B says. It tells you of your neuroscience, milk molars, or SCA.B teams to design your own SCA.B. This will upgrade your character and help it unlock new things and upgrade itself with the milk molars even more. Mistake number 10. Not using ziplines. They are literally a game changer for traveling. How to avoid it? Invest time in ziplines between key locations. It saves ton of travel, time, and makes the backyard much more accessible. I would recommend building one for your base, to the upper yard, to the hedge, and Moulder Castle, as that webs the whole yard and everything is just a few steps away. Mistake 11. Forgetting to repair gear. Don't let tools and armor break down in the middle of a fight. I mean, it's not the end of the world, as if it breaks, you can still repair it like nothing ever happened. But if you're fighting a strong enemy, say an ox beetle, losing one of your armor pieces is not the best way to go. Regularly check the durability of your gear, carry repair tools, and build a workbench in your base. Mistake 12. Not using the environment. The backyard is full of opportunities. Look for ways to use the environment to your advantage. Use tall grass to hide rocks, to block projectiles, and dandelions to not take fall damage. Mistake 13. Ignoring the night cycle. The backyard changes at night. Different enemies spawn in, it's harder to see, and insects can just jump scare you and kill you. Be prepared for increased enemy activity and visibility issues. Carry torches or build a base with good lighting. Consider sleeping through the night if you're not ready for the challenge. Mistake number 14, and perhaps the most important, not experimenting and having fun. Grounded is a game about exploration and discovery. Don't be afraid to try new things. Build crazy structures, experiment with different weapons and armor, and just enjoy the experience. Mistake number 15. Ignoring the power of perfect blocking. Many players rely on dodging or just tanking hits, especially early on, but perfect blocking or parrying is a game changer. How to avoid it? Practice! Head to a safe area and practice perfect blocking against weaker enemies, like lawn mites. Pay attention to enemy attack animations and learn the timing. Don't underestimate the power of a perfect block. It can stun enemies, mitigate damage, and even open them up for devastating counterattacks. Mastering perfect blocking will drastically improve your combat effectiveness against even the toughest bugs. Okay, I know I said 15, but I couldn't resist adding one more, especially for those of you who watched till the end. Not optimizing resource gathering routes. You're constantly running back and forth, grabbing sprigs there, pebbles here, it's inefficient. How to avoid it? Plan your routes. Identify areas with high concentrations of specific resources. Use landmarks to create paths. Build resource storage near key gathering spots. Consider ziplines to connect distant resource nodes, and optimize your inventory space to carry more. A well-planned gathering route will save you tons of time and allow you to focus on the more important tasks, like battling those pesky spiders. And there you have it! 15 mistakes, plus one extra, that every grounded player makes, and how to avoid them. Hopefully this video will help you survive and thrive in the backyard. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more grounded content. Let me know in the comments what mistakes you've made. See you in the backyard.